teachers go on saying that you should not be attached to the body. This is the basic teaching, but the basic thing is what attachment to the body is. This is unknown to you. Attachment to the body is deep identification with the body. But first you have to realize what this attachment is. So you put aside all your knowledge that you have been given, which is illusory. Realize that you know only one thing, and that is the body, and that too you do not know really very well about the body. How does this create and how does this realize and how does this realization happens and create hidden turmoil within you? The moment you realize you are the body, for the first time you realize there is an attachment to this body. For the first time you grip the fact in your consciousness that this body is born, this body which is going to die is you. You are the body that is born one day, that is going to die one day. For the first time you realize the fact that these bones is you. For the first time you realize the fact that this sex, this anger, this is you. So that all the false images fall that has been given to you. This is reality, and reality is painful. That is why we go on hiding it, and this hiding is a deep trick. You go on thinking about yourself as a soul, as a self, and everything that you do not like, you throw on the body. So you say sex belongs to body, love belongs to you. But what is the difference between sex and love? Then you say greed and anger, they belong to the body. Compassion belongs to you. Compassion belongs to self, and cruelty belongs to the body. Forgiveness belongs to self, anger belongs to the body. So whatsoever you feel is wrong, is ugly, you throw it on the body. But what is body? Body is you. And whatsoever you feel beautiful, you go on being identified with that. There is a division. Certain things you like, certain things you do not like. This division will not allow you to know what attachment is, what it is nature, and unless you know what attachment is, and unless you suffer the misery of it, the hell of it, you cannot put it aside. How can you put it aside? How can you put aside something when you have not considered this as a disease? You can put something aside only when it proves to be a disease, a misery, a problem. When it proves a heavy burden, when it proves a hell, only then you can put it aside. Your attachment has not proved as yet a problem to you. Whatsoever Buddha and Mahabir says is irrelevant. They may go on saying that attachment is hell, but this is not your feeling. So an awakened one, has to work at a plane where you are. For him, he may not be attached to the body, he may not be attached, and in fact, he is not attached to the body, he is not attached to the all that relates to the body. For him, this is a vehicle, and he is a cab. He is the one who uses his vehicle, the body as a vehicle, to take you from one state to another. Like what you do, you hire a cab to go from one place to another. So there is a cab driver. So you sit down in the cab, you do nothing, and all you do, you sit in the cab, and the cab takes you to your destination. So awakened one uses his body as a vehicle when the need arises to take the seekers from one state of consciousness to another. Your attachment, you do not know as yet that you are attached to the body, you are attached to sex, you are attached to anger, you are attached to this. And so first of all, you have to accept this attachment and do not create a division that sex is not good, but love is good. But what is the relationship between sex and love? Sex is the mud and love is the lotus flower that blossoms that grows in the mud. But when it grows to dance with the wind, it has nothing of the nature of the mud in it. It has been pured. So with awareness in the process of growth, sex gets purified and it becomes love. Or you can take the other. When you have experienced the love within you, the flower of love has blossomed in you, then you can take someone for his or her lotus to blossom. So what does awakened one does? His lotus is blossomed, the spark of love is kindled up in him. So he uses his body as a vehicle to take the deserving one from one state, from mud of sex to blossoming of love. So when Buddha says, he is saying it from his level. But when he is working on a seeker, he has to come down to the level of the seeker where he is. Your attachment has not yet proved misery for you. That is why you again and again ask how to be detached, how not to be attached, how to go beyond all attachment. You go on asking this. There is a gap between attachment and detachment. Attachment is the point where you are. Detachment is the destination where you have to go. So in order to go from destination, from where you are to the destination, you have to take a right. And that has to be a conscious right. How to go beyond the attachment? You go on asking this how only because you do not know what attachment is, what it is nature. If you know what attachment is, you will simply jump out of it. If it is like a house, if your house is on fire, you do not ask anyone. Will you ask? Will you not go seeking a master to ask how to come out of this situation? If the house is on fire, you simply get out of it. So you have not yet realized that your house is on fire. You will not lose the moment you realize that your house is on fire. You will simply get out of it without a delay of a moment. You will not search for the teacher. You will not consult the scriptures. And you will not try to choose in what way one has to come out. It is easy as far as the house is concerned. When it comes to the life, it's slightly different. So you have to go into this systematic manner. First, you have to put aside all the false knowledge that you have gathered from the scriptures. You are the seed, that seed of love, that can blossom when it emerges out of the mud. It will emerge as a lotus of love. You are the anger. It is your very nature. When anger is transformed, it becomes compassion. So there is a process for it. First, you have to realize this, that you are an angry person. You are full of lust. You may be hiding it. You need your life. In your life, you have gone through many ways to come out of lust, but you remain within its quicksand. The more you try to come out of it, you were not able to come out of it. You thought that with one relationship, if it was a failure, with the next you will come out. But unless you realize that this is you, and then you go through the proper way, in a proper way, you will not come out. And that's where the life becomes a misery. So your failure in love throws you inward. And only because of that, your inward journey begins. And then one day you realize that you are still engrossed into it. Although you have put aside, you have overlooked this, the need. But it is still very much, you are very much interested in it. You have not been able to separate yourself from this. This realization is the first one. With this, you are now proceeding in the right direction. When you deny it from the very beginning that you are not an angry person, although every moment the anger surfaces, lust surfaces, the desire for sex surfaces. The moment you realize this, then you will find the technique to come out of it. To enter this technique this way, first you have to put aside the false identification, false knowledge of the self, so that attachment with the body is revealed in its totality, that you are totally attached to the body and all that relates to the body. The anger, the sex, the birth, death, all these are part of the body. You are the flesh and bones. So first you have to realize this identification. Yes. Then when your journey begins, then you realize you are in the body. You are an aggregate of bones and flesh and all that relates to the body. But this body consciousness is not you. This comes in later on. So first of all, you have to toss aside all the attachment with the body, the false. First attachment is the false attachment that you have been told, or scripture says, Aham Brahmasmi, I am the ever expanding consciousness. That is the seed in you. You are lotus of love. Yes, you are the seed of love. But the lotus of love has to blossom out of the mud. But right now, the seed is in the mud. And the moment you toss aside the attachment, you will realize that you are everywhere. Because of this attachment, you feel that you are limited in the body. Then you realize that you are all around, means that consciousness, that awareness, that gives you freedom. And without this freedom, the moment you realize that you are still interested in this, you are still affected by this, then it gives you freedom to operate freely. Otherwise, you had suffered because of this, but you never considered this as an attachment. And you were living in the false knowledge that you are not this, you are not that. Because of this attachment, you feel the body, the limitations of the body. It is not the body which is limiting you. It is your attachment to it. It is your understanding which is limiting you. The moment there is an understanding that I am connected to it, I am attached. Attachment means in the house there are many things. You are in a way attached to your restroom. You are attached to your kitchen. You are attached to bedroom, but you are none of these. You are attached to this, attached to restroom for certain function. For that function, you go to the restroom. When that function is over, you come out. You do not say that I will not want to have the restroom in my house. I will not have the kitchen in my house. I will not have this thing in my house. So in the body, wisely God has given all these things into you. The lust, the sex, the anger, the greed. All these are, you can say, the places like in a house. So, but you live in that. Can you live permanently in your restroom? You go there for a certain period of time. You cannot live in the realm of sex right through. You go there for certain functions so that when you come out of that, you are relaxed, and then you can function in other direction where you need to direct your energies. But if there is a stomach upset, or there you are constipated, then no matter what you want to do, you will not be at ease to do. So you are constipated as far as sex is concerned, as far as anger is concerned, and it is not getting an opportunity to be released and merge in the existence. When it is released and it is you go to the restroom, your stomach is no more constipated, you attain the nature's call, and then everything is fleshed out. Something like that in the process of growth happens. Once you know that it is all that you feel is because of your attachment to it. Once you know what the attachment is, once you know what is your attachment to the restroom, to the kitchen, to the other areas is, then you can go beyond it. Once you know what the attachment is, or the attachment is not there, there is no body for you. Rather, the whole existence becomes the body. The whole existence, now whole house becomes your playground. Your body becomes a part of the total existence, just as your restroom is a part of the house. And you are free to move in the whole existence that you call your house. Is the basement, different floors, different rooms, different areas. Really, your body is nothing but existence comes to you as the body. Existence has reached. How can existence reach you? It reaches you in the form of the body, in the form of bones, in the form of flesh, in the form of all those attributes that are connected with the body. It is through the body, the existence has come near to you. That is all. And then it goes on spreading. Your body is just the nearest corner of it, and then the whole existence is there. You are spread over the whole existence. That's where the statement comes in, Ishavasimidam Sarvam. I am the ever-expanding consciousness. And you constantly go on expanding your awareness. Once your attachment is not there, there is no body to you. The whole existence has become your body now. Now you are not attached to the bedroom alone. You are free to move around anywhere where you want. For certain functions, you go for certain things. You are everywhere. In the body, you are somewhere. Without the body, you are everywhere. In the body, you are confined to a particular space. In the sex, you are confined to a particular space. When you realize all these are part of you, then you are not confined to it. That is why those who have known, they say the body is imprisonment. Not that body is the imprisonment, really the attachment to it is imprisonment. Sex for an awakened one is freedom, not confinement. He can go at his own will. Whereas you are attached to it and you are not free from it. As long as you are not free from it, then you will find it is a problem, a misery to you. And then the attachment to it is imprisonment. Once your eyes are not focused on the body, you are everywhere. You can do anything, you can be anywhere. When need arises, as I said, need arises to go to the restroom, you go there. Come back relaxed. You go to anywhere, wherever you need to go. It looks absurd to mind who is in the body. This looks absurd, this looks madness. How can one be everywhere? If you think in terms of the mind, how can one be spread like, see, your presence? You have created this house. So everywhere you have decorated in your own way. So your consciousness is spread all over the place. Because the whole place will be decorated according to your own innerness. Mind finds it absurd and a madness. How can one be everywhere? To a Buddha, whatsoever we say that I am here really looks like madness. How can you be somewhere? How can you be somewhere? Remember, consciousness is not a space concept. That is why if you close your eyes, you try to find out where your body is, you are at a loss. You cannot find out where you are. Because with the eyes closed, you are everywhere. There are many religions and many sects which has preached that you are in the navel. Some say you are in the heart, the others say you are in the head. You are everywhere. As I said, wherever you are needed, you go there. You simply are. In deep sleep, you are in the body. In the morning, if your sleep has been deep and blissful, you are aware of a deep sleep running throughout, but you were not aware of, and in that state you were not aware of the body. Where were you? When you die, where will you go? Continuously people ask, when someone dies, where will he go? Just as in deep sleep, you are still in the body. You have nowhere to go. So when a person dies, when you will die, you are not somewhere that is all. You are everywhere when this awareness comes in. You will not be confined to a particular space, but you have a desire. You want to be confined to a particular place. You will be confined again. Your desire leads you to confinements. You can be free with this very moment. But when you are not in the body, you are nowhere or everywhere. It is like saying that the glass is half empty or glass is half full. It is both, and both are correct, nowhere and everywhere. It depends on which word appeals to you. So enough for now. We'll continue in the next session. Until then, take care.